What's going on, fam? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? I said, I know y'all missed me last week. At least I hope you did, man. Golly. I missed y'all for sure, because, you know, it's been busy. It's been a lot going on. And hell, right now, I'm still cramming because I have like a ton of things to do before I got to go on time. When y'all see this video, I'm already going to be in Atlanta. So I'm trying to get this stuff done so I can get a video off you guys, because I don't want to miss another week of having a video. Weather has not been working with me at all to be able to do this, but I figure I can do this here real quick. And then I also, you know, I got a couple of parts in, you know, I had to do a little,
We have to overnight parts from Japan.
Yeah, that had to get some stuff from Japan. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of boxes, a couple of things I want to try and get installed. At least that's what I'm thinking though, these parts came from, because it, you know, the shipping was DHL. So when it's DHL, it's coming from somewhere far. But I got that stuff in, and I'll show y'all that at the end of the video. I'm not even gonna talk about it. Main thing we're here for is because I'm gonna show you guys, this is not the only way I've done this, but on this particular vehicle, I have never attempted this. I did it in my truck before, and this is cleaning the engine bay. So I kind of want to spruce it up a little bit. Let's go take a look at it, because I pushed the car outside, and you can take a look at it real quick. Now, as y'all can see out here, it's already kind of drizzling a little bit out here, man. Look at this. Man, it's dreary as I don't know what out here, dude. I mean, it's in the morning time. This is not in the evening. This is early, not too early in the morning. It's like, man, what the hell? What time is it right now? It's 8 o'clock. So this is what the engine bay is looking like. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but you know, it looks like that, and you know, all over. And it's a couple of products I want to try that I actually have never used before. So I want to clean the engine bay and kind of dress it up, because I got something I want to put in there. But before I put it in there, I don't want to put it in no dirty engine bay. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and try and clean this thing up a little bit. So I'm going to show y'all what I do, and you know, hopefully I don't mess nothing up. But you know, I'm just messing with y'all. As long as you're careful and you're not too crazy with where you put the water in, how you put it in there, you should be good to go. But I'm going to cover up a couple things, and then I'm gonna go from there. But I ain't going to go too crazy on it. Let me show you the two products that I got that I wanted to try out. Plus, I even got a new gun from a pressure washer. Ooh. Let's check it out real quick, y'all. All right, here we go, man. So I've never used this before, and this is like a two-step process. So I got this, and I got the foaming one because my engine bay, it's not no oil and a whole bunch of grease, just a bunch of dirt and dust and stuff that accumulated in a few places, and I kind of want to clean it up a little bit. And they have this. I have never used anything like this, so I kind of want to see how this works too. And I'm gonna see how it turns out, and then we'll just go through that little process, and we'll spray this in there. But first, we're gonna go ahead, head over to the engine bay. I'm gonna take a few things out of there, you know, just to clear up a little space, to make sure I'm trying to get as clean as I can in there, you know what I mean? And then I'll show you guys what I'm gonna wrap up and protect so it doesn't get too much water. The engine bays, it's okay to get them wet. They can get a little wet. You just can't, you know, douse them with high pressured water in the engine bay. That'll kind of mess some things up. But let's go ahead, quit bumping my gums, and let's check this thing out real quick. All right, y'all, so first thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take off this engine cover. Take off the carb engine cover here, loosen these up. All right, we got that off. Well, folks, it looks like I'm gonna have to rush this thing, because it's about to start raining again. I kind of want to wash the car too, but that's just not gonna happen. So I'm gonna take these off too, because I want to clean behind here. There we go. All right, we put these two to the side. All right, I also kind of want to remove this too. Tell you, boy, the weather's just not working with me right now. All right, so let's pop this guy out. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover this and cover my alternator, and I should be good to go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try and blow off some of this surface dust that's on here. And then I'm gonna cover everything up, and then I'm gonna spray the engine bay down with that gunk foaming stuff. Let it, and matter of fact, I'll talk after that process when we get there, but let me do this here real quick. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is going to try to cover this area, which I don't think I'm gonna have too much success with, but I'm going to try anyway. So I'm gonna cover this. Hell, I might put some tape on it to make sure it stays in place and doesn't get blown away, to make sure that this hole and all this is covered up. So there's that. And I'm just using like little regular bags. I'm gonna cover up my alternator here. So let's go around these bolts. Cover up the connectors too. Cover all of this right here around it. Wait a minute. There we go. So the main thing, I just want to kind of minimize the amount of water that hits it, and that also that solution too. The battery I'm not too much worried about, but I'm gonna cover it anyway, just because. And then from there, I'm gonna get a little tape, put that on there, and we'll be good. Okay, so I put a little tape to kind of hold the edges down. I put a little tape underneath this belt right here on the side there, and kind of pinch these two together. Did the corners on that, so get that down. So from there, we should be good to go. So now, all we got to do is we're gonna shake this stuff up a little bit. Even got a brush to kind of brush a few areas. So we're gonna spray this all over the engine bay. And then once we do all of that, if there's any areas I think needed, you got to let it sit for like 10 to 15 minutes. Let it sit 10, 15 minutes. Gives you a chance to saturate and all of that stuff. Then at that point, then we just rinse it off. And I'm doing it with my motor cold. So let's go ahead and get this thing started.
Every single day I feel it.
Every single day I feel the pressure. Double up the work, let's make it extra. Working so my mother get a rest, yeah. Working like I never knew I'm blessed, yeah. Every single day I feel the pressure. Diamonds in my eyes, I know I'm special. In the gym, I gotta get my reps up. In the gym, I gotta get my working. I can leave it all the chances, make it certain. Yeah, I had to lose it.
All right, so I'm using a pressure washer, but I'm using the black fitting because, you know, so it don't spray out as hard. So it's not as high pressured water coming out of there. I'm gonna see how that works out, but I'm gonna go ahead and start rinsing this thing off. And that's doing a little bit, but I'm gonna try this other one on here. I don't think it's gonna hurt nothing. It doesn't spray too hard. And I'm gonna hold it a little further away so I ain't. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's a bit much. Yeah, let's turn that down a little bit and put the black one back on there. There we go. Kind of knocked up my little covering right here. Should be fine. Now, for me to get into the intercooler, I will spray this thing a little bit harder. I will use the other fitting just to make sure I get to those fins pretty good. There we go. So now, at this point, we are good to go in the engine bay. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my little blower, and I'm gonna take everything off, and then I'm gonna just spray it down with air to try and cool off the air so the water ain't sitting there too long. So let me get that cracking.
Pressure make diamonds. Every single day I feel the pressure. Double up the work, let's make it extra. Working so my mother get a rest, yeah. Working like I never knew I'm blessed, yeah.
So I know it's probably hard to pick up on camera, but man, it looks like 10 times better. I still got to wipe this down because I had it covered up, but for the most part, it looks really good in there. Everything is good to go. So now it ain't raining yet, so I think I got a little bit of time. So what I'm going to do here is I think I'm gonna wash the car. I'm gonna wash the car real quick. I ain't gonna let y'all watch that. I mean, I'm gonna wash the car, and then it gives the engine a little bit more time to drip dry in here. So I'm gonna wash the car, come back to it, dry it off really good, spray all of this out, and then I'm gonna pull the car in the garage, and then I'm gonna spray it down with that spray. And then I'll talk y'all through that process when we get there. But for right now, I'm gonna wash the car, let this continuously dry. Then I'm gonna pull it in, dry it some more, and then we'll finish off the video. And then I'll show you guys what I got to install. And what I have to install is for the engine bay. It's the reason why I kind of want to clean it up before I add it to it. So I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Or for y'all, it'll be seconds. For me, it's gonna be probably 30 minutes or so. But see you in a bit. All right, fam. So now got the car in. It started raining too. I had to pull the car in here and dry everything off in here. It definitely started raining out there. So I got this done just in time. But here's a look at the engine bay before I spray the actual it's called the engine protectant, the shine, which is the stage 2 to this toucan process. But this is what it looks like. I got towels all over the place just because I want to make sure I protect the outside of the car since I just washed it. And this is pretty much what everything is looking like in here. You know, before it was all dusty and messed up. It did a really good job just by using the engine cleaner, that foaming. Like I said, I ain't got no whole bunch of grease or no oil or no stuff like that in my engine bay, so the foaming one works good. I think the best one to use is the original. If your stuff is really caked up on there, that's the best one to use. But that's pretty much what the engine bay looks like now. I'm gonna spray this on. I went on here and I put the cover on here because I'm not interested in getting this on the alternator or get any of this chemical in there. Plus, this is gonna be covered up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray this over. I can either use a rag, it says, or you can just spray it on there and you'll get a deeper shine. So I'm gonna spray this in there and I might wipe it with a microfiber cloth just to kind of wipe it in there pretty good. It depends on what it looks like when I put it on there, but this is a protectant and for shine. So I'm gonna put this on here and then we're gonna see what we're looking like. I thought this was gonna spray heavier than this, but it didn't, so. Now, I'm not gonna be starting the car for a while. So there we go, it's on there. And at this point, let me go grab me a microfiber cloth. Oh my God, and then I'll start wiping it in. All right, so I wiped this thing down. So let me show you guys what this thing looks like, man. It looks better than new, god dog it, man. I mean, it looks really good. Check this out, man. Look at this. Everything has a nice shine to it. It's clean. It looks nice in there. It is show ready, even though ain't no shows happening. But at least I know what I can use to get my engine bay ready. And the thing is, I barely used any of that shine, so that's gonna go a long way. I used that whole can of foam on this, so if you got a really bad engine, you might have to do it one time. Like I said, I would use the original formula. And if anything, use 2 cans. Do it once, get all the big stuff off of there, and then use it again until you get the desired look that you want. But this looks really good in here. Like I said, I didn't do too much. Just a little wiping, spray it on the little top areas, wipe what I could. Anything else, it can stay wet and it'll just dry on its own. And it'll have a high gloss to it. So that's pretty much a way that you can clean your engine bay and not really do any damage. You know, I know it seems like it's a nerve-wracking thing because you don't want to mess nothing up. But the main areas you want to be careful around is your alternator and your fuse box, and then your air filter if it's not completely sealed. Like mine it's not completely sealed, but I covered it up anyway. Other than that, once you do that, don't put direct. I mean, it depends on how old your car is too. If you got an old car, your wires are kind of brittle, the wire and all that stuff, you might have something exposed, you can short something out. But for the most part, you want to like dry it off really good, and then you'll be good to go. I mean, so it's nothing to be nervous about. It was fine. I started the car up, drove it in here, and then I finished drying it off and blew out the rest of the water that was in there, and it was perfectly fine. And that's it. So now let's get into the thing that I wanted to install on the car. So let me go ahead, let's break this box open, man, and I'll show y'all what I got. All right, so what we got here today is we got a product from NBR Motorsport, and it is, I had to get them, man. Some carbon fiber fender shrouds, and I got the ones that are ventilated, and you know, I went on ahead and pulled the trigger on this, but let me tell you why. Everywhere I looked at, they were 400 bucks. Well, on this site, they were on sale and they were like 200 bucks. So I was like, man, I gotta get them. So I got them. And you know, I had to have them, man, because seeing as though the wrap is okay, but you know, the carbon fiber cover, I still got some more stuff I want to do in the engine bay as well. But these, I mean, like what I did before, and I wrapped them in carbon fiber, and it's good, but look, it's starting, the heat in there is starting to make it peel back. Now, I'm pretty sure it could be either the product or the fact that maybe I didn't put it on there as well. But I would rather have some real carbon fiber on there, so I went on ahead and pulled the trigger and bought these. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this installed in there, and we're gonna see the finished product. So it's pretty easy to put these things in here, man. It's nothing to it. All I'm wind up doing is reusing these clips. All right, this is gonna be a little tricky. So we're gonna have to go around here, down. I'm gonna go right in front of that. And goodness, and go down like that. I'm gonna have to pull this out behind here. Get that out from behind there. Go in and push it right there because it's gonna go in front of that area there. And boom, we are in. So basically what I was trying to do when I pulled it off of there, it needs to go behind this part right here. I think earlier I had it in front of this, but it needs to go behind there. That way then it'll sit in there nicely. So after that, after you get it tucked in there like that, find the hole where you put your pop clip at. And at that point, pop her in. There's that one. The one in down there. And that's it, man. We good to go. Now I'll just put this other one in, and then we can wrap up the video. All right, y'all, so that's it, man. This one was just about cleaning up the engine bay a little bit because I've been working everywhere else in the car and I haven't been in the engine bay for a while. So those two fender guards, inner fender guards, being on sale kind of helped me be able to kind of spruce up the engine bay a little bit more and throw a little bit more carbon fiber in there. Not too hard. Clean the engine bay. It's pretty easy, and you know what I'm saying, you ain't got to be too scared to do it. Like I say, if it's like that nervous, you know, cover your if your air box is not covered all the way, you want to cover that thing up, cover up your alternator. And for me, I just covered up the leads on the battery just so they don't just get completely doused and wet and all of that stuff like that. But other than that, man, not that bad of a thing to do. So if you guys are interested, do it. Appreciate y'all, man. I'll link the fender guards in the description as well. But thank you guys. You made it this far in the video. Sorry about last week. I know it's just been busy. I told you it's gonna be times where I'm not gonna be able to put out a video, but I'll do my best to let you guys know if I can or if I cannot. So that's it, man. Like I said, not that hard a thing to do. Clean out the engine bay and then put a little shine on it if you're going to a show or anything. Me, I just wanted to clean it up because it was looking pretty bad in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you if you made it this far into the video, man. And make sure that you like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you get notified whenever I put out a video. And until that next video, fam. Peace.